I'm an engineer, a chemical engineer, consultant engineer, and a marketing manager also. With the globalization now heavily affecting our businesses, English has become crucial to the success of all enterprises and organizations. As a marketing manager for New Tech Consulting Group, we deal with international consulting agencies, international financing agencies, consulting firms from around the world. The majority of our stakeholders are English speakers, so this makes it of utmost importance to us to maintain a suitable level of English language among our staff. At a personal level, I think it's quite important for me to improve my English, not just to maintain the standard of English that I have, in order to be updated with all the engineering discipline requirements. English has no longer become English, it has become an international language and the main media of communication between companies, between marketing departments such as New Tech's marketing department and all stakeholders.
And so to be able to communicate effectively, send emails, report, write progress reports, I need to be able to do that competitively and well enough. For New Tech as a whole, as I just said, New Tech works with many organizations outside of Sudan, and we have many, they're associated with many firms in the USA and in Europe. For example, in the UK, Norway, the Netherlands, and so we work via email and different reporting formats with these consultants, and we have to be able to communicate effectively. We also, many times, as an architect and as engineers in general, we use engineering standards, we use the internet a lot, we have to get back to references, and definitely being able to, having a good English language helps you to do that quite effectively.
With respect to Southern Sudan, I think English is very important. Now, following the NAFASA or this comprehensive peace agreement, English now is the official language of Southern Sudan. It is the medium of instruction in all the levels of school in Southern Sudan, and it is the language for government work. So it is important in Southern Sudan. The importance is not only there, but as Southern Sudan is looking forward to attain independence or self-determination from the Northern Sudan, I think if SARS becomes an independent, English will continue to play a major role in cross-border trade and all that, because all the countries neighboring Southern Sudan, they use English. So English is there. English in the Southern Sudan is not only the medium of instruction, it serves as lingua franca among the educated classes. So here, the importance of English will continue to be there. And I can say here, when we take Sudan as a whole, I think the home of English is Southern Sudan, because throughout our history, English has been the official language and medium of instruction there. And I can tell you here that English has already diffused into some of the local languages in Southern Sudan. You will not find a language or this indigenous language where there is no English word. So in almost all the local or national languages in Southern Sudan, you will find English words that has become part of the vocabulary of these languages.
Zain operates in different countries, as I said, in the region. Most of those countries are in the Middle East, and of course all the countries in the Middle East speak Arabic. But it would be easier if we use English. Why? Because some of the employees in Zain companies in the Middle East don't speak Arabic. They're not natives. That's why it will be difficult. Even here, for instance, in Sudan, I'll give you an example. In Zain, Sudan, 99% of the employees are Sudanese. Sudanese north and south, yeah? But all the internal communication, internal correspondence we have is issued in English and Arabic. Everything, all the messages, all the communication, all the instructions to the employees are in English and Arabic. But all the communication with the group of Zain is in
I think it's extremely important that our learners are given this opportunity, because most of the learners maybe will be given an opportunity to study overseas, and English is a universal language which is used. Also, we are in the information age, and with all the technology that's available, a lot of the curriculum is based in English. So I feel it's very important that our learners do have a good understanding and a thorough knowledge of English.
English for me, South Africa in itself is one diverse country with many tribal languages, and I believe that with English as a language that you know and you have, you'll be able to get more opportunities in life. Because if I would go as for example, isiXhosa mother tongue is isiXhosa. So if I would go to America, for example, and speak isiXhosa, no one would be able to understand me. But since I know English, one diverse and unifying language, they'll be able to understand me.
English is important to learn because it's a language that helps you to interact with people. For instance, if you go to other countries, the only way you'll be able to communicate with the people over there is English. You can't speak any other language. The language they're also learning at school is English. So that's like the universal language is English. You can't change it. Yeah, so that's why it's important that we understand each other.
Whether we like it or not, we are living at an age where globalization has started for quite some time now, has been leaving its imprints upon all of us here. If we want our Mauritian child to survive as a citizen, not simply of the country, but as a citizen of the world, that person inevitably has to have a knowledge of English. Today, our economy depends on so many factors. Tourism is one of them. We are talking a lot about, for example, developing the island into a cyber island, which means that we need to have people who have a working familiarity with all that exists insofar as ICTs are concerned. And we know this. Today, 90% of the content of the internet happens to be in English. The workplaces demand a huge and intensive knowledge of the English language. When you are talking, for example, about so many other domains, economic domains as such. I was mentioning the other one earlier on to a friend of mine, tourism. I mean, we in fact are encouraging as many tourists to come over to the country as possible. And we are really saying that the Mauritian, the average Mauritian, who already knows at least 2 languages, should have a whole panoply of languages, but English is the cardinal one that we emphasize all the time. So from an economic perspective, we view English as perhaps a major access route to any form of development that the economic upsurge is going to bring over to the country.
So basically, the BPO sector in Mauritius has been very emerging, and yeah, I mean, it's been many young people are attracted to the sector. Biggest challenge that we have in the sector as well is now because the government of Mauritius want to inculcate the concept of 24/7 economy, and the BPO sector want to be the pioneer in that part as well. Yeah. Ceridian, we deal mostly with customers from UK, Canada and the US. So most of our customers are English speaking. That's a challenge for us because Mauritius, our workforce is English and French based. That's why we are partnering with British Council, for example, to help us through to attain our objectives, to develop the capacity of our people in terms of speaking good English, writing good English, because this is what our customers speak, write, understand, and that's part of our challenge. US benefits, it's one of the big chunk of the Ceridian business. Big companies like Marks and Spencer, for example, they outsource the benefits to Ceridian, and we handle all the benefits in terms of pension, in terms of claims, in terms of wages and everything. So these are things that are being outsourced to us, and we deal with companies like who are with very high net worth, and basically these companies, they again in terms of English speaking, it's a bit of a challenge because as you know, recently we had a couple of studies being done within the organization because we found out there's a big communication problem between by way of accent.